Can you believe this? I just spent over $2,500 on Beckett Marketplace of all places. Got all kinds of cards that I've been putting in my cart for quite some time in hopes of them running a promo, which they did. I finally pulled the trigger and emptied that cart out. Now I'll show you what I picked up and for how much. Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's Ian with Good Form Sports Cards, and as the intro indicated, we've got a huge purchase here from Beckett Marketplace. Now, I'm going to go through basically what Beckett Marketplace is and the pros and cons of using it for those that may not know, for those that are already aware of it or don't really care. I'm going to put some chapters in, so feel free to just skip this if you don't want to listen to the banter about the pros and cons of Beckett Marketplace and some of that. So we'll hop into that. Beckett Marketplace is an online marketplace, obviously, much like a lot of other places where you can buy cards. They've been around a long time. I've been buying off there, without dating myself here, probably like 20 years. It was at one point ahead of its time. It hasn't gone through a whole lot of changes, especially in the last like 10 years. And it is a little bit outdated, I guess you could say. It's not bad, but we're gonna go through some of the pros and cons here about what's good about using Beckett Marketplace and if it fits what you want to do. It is something I'd use for larger purchases like this once, maybe twice a year. Kind of go through how I use it or what my strategy is in doing these sorts of things. So for pros, I'm going to put the list that I'm reading off of here on screen for you. First is that you're dealing with motivated sellers. These are large dealers nationwide, the largest of the large. Birmingham Sports Cards, Burbank Sports Cards, Jim and Steve's. You're dealing with like huge shops here. These people are not going to do the stuff that you might run into if you get a great deal on eBay and you get people that just don't want to ship cards, or they'll play games, or they don't respond or whatever. Like, you're dealing with card shops that are motivated to sell, especially if you're buying cards in the range that I do, which is typically in the $1 to like $25 range. Those are cards that they're happy to move off of in bulk typically. Beckett Marketplace is a good place to buy them in bulk. So dealing with motivated sellers is a good thing. Next, I have listings get neglected. And I actually have this on pros and cons. The reason it's a pro is when something happens, especially if there's something with a younger player where there's some hype or a run up, because the site is outdated and clunky, it takes the dealers a while to adjust. Because of that, you can often get really good deals if you're quick to act. Now, I will say there's a good amount of people with the same philosophy, not a great amount, like most of them typically flock to eBay, ComC, places like that. Not everybody immediately goes to Beckett Marketplace, so if you get in there first, you can get good deals. I've done it before. It is a good place for that. However, when we get to the cons, I'll explain why the neglected listings are also bad. Another pro, the marketplace in general runs regular deals and promos. A lot of times it's around the holidays. So you see like 4th of July weekend, sometimes President's Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day, that sort of thing. It'll run a sale that typically starts like Thursday and ends like Monday morning or something like that. And it'll say typically 15 or 20% off. You go in, hit your threshold, put the promo code in, get the discount. It's good. You get a 15% off. So if you're already buying a card that you feel is below comps, then you're gonna throw additional 15, 20% off of that. You can make really good margins in some of these cards. And that's typically what I do, is I'll just spend time when I have an hour or two here or there to kill on the weekends. Maybe I'm watching a movie, me and the missus there, and it's something where I'm like half into it, half not. We're both kind of putzing on our laptops. I'll browse Beckett and throw some cards in my cart and just kind of stockpile. There are deals to be had. Next pro, I would say, is the make an offer program. And what that is you can make an offer anytime to any dealer that participates in the program. Now, there are typically thresholds, but some of them are as small as like $10. So there'll be dealers basically saying, as long as your purchase is $10 or more, you can make me an offer. And you can offer them whatever you want. And some dealers have parameters in there where will just automatically accept certain offers within a certain range. Ones that are outside of that go to review. I've never sent an offer that's so offensive where it's just auto declined. It either just goes to review or it pushes through right away. But the make an offer program is nice. We will get into the cons where that doesn't always work. Next is saving on shipping. Just about every dealer has a minimum order threshold where if you reach it, they will ship for free. Sometimes it's as low as $20, sometimes it's $40 or $50. It's usually no more than $50. So if you're shopping with specific dealers and you reach that point, you're not paying for shipping at all. And that's really, really nice, especially on this bulk order. I'll get into the numbers shortly, but I shipped everything that's in front of you and it goes out of the camera. There's so much packages here. By the time I get to the end of this video, you'll see that everything here is shipped for $6.16. It's unbelievable. So the next thing is you can stockpile your cart. And I touched on this briefly when I was mentioning adding stuff while I'm watching a movie and stuff. So you can just continue to add to your cart and it keeps it there. Now, it doesn't pull it off the site. If somebody else buys the cart up from under you, the next time you log in, the site tells you, hey, these cards were removed from your cart. It just tells you a heads up, and they disappear and it's gone. I like to do this because as I'll get to in the cons, it sometimes takes a while to build an order. And I don't like to be under the pressure when a big promo comes that I have to go in there raw and just come up with an order that is pretty substantial and build it from the ground up in a couple of days, as it takes a lot of time. So I like to just dink and dunk, do an hour here, do an hour there, throw this card in, do this, do that. And then when it comes time to do those orders, I just kind of round it out and add what I need to get the job done. Next is the profile is free. So you can sign up for Beckett Marketplace anytime. It's completely free. I would advise doing so even if you're not going to buy right away. The reason for that is you can accept their promotional emails, and that's going to tell you when their promos are coming up, what the discount is, and that sort of thing. So you'll know when it's coming. A lot of times you can also get on the dealer's mailing list, and they will have dealer specific promos where they will, for whatever reason, maybe they're celebrating their 50th anniversary as a card shop. Maybe the owner's having a birthday. They may just want to just move some cards and just say, hey, 20% off for the month. Whatever it is, you can watch for that. And sometimes you can really get good deals. I've seen dealers that have said if you order over $150, you get 40% off or something. That's really, really, really good if you can find enough in their store that meets what you're trying to do. So I would definitely advise using the free profile and then touching the mailing list that is right under that there. Those are really good. They're completely free. Nothing, no harm, no foul. I would absolutely advise you to get on that. You have nothing to lose. Next is big cards can be sneaky. So why I say this is there are typically low-end cards and there are some bigger ones. So if you get into, let's say, a $150 card and you're already feeling that it's under comp, it's a good value. Now you get 20% off. 20% off a $150 card, it's $30 off. And if it's already a good price, you think, and then you knock another $30 off and it's shipped for free, those could be really sneaky good buys. And if you like dilly-dallying around in the $1 to $5 range cards, it's not bad either. 20% off a $5 card knocks down to a $4 card. And if you already feel that that's undervalued and you can sell it for 10 or 12 or whatever it is, you're just adding to your margins really easily. The big cards can be sneaky because when those discounts hit or the promos hit, you're knocking a big chunk off of them. Pro, I would say, is batched listings. And what I mean by this is it's somewhat like ComC if you use that site. So if you, for example, say I want to look at a 2020 Prism base Anthony Edwards. You're going to pull that up, and if there are any for sale on the site, it is going to pull all the Prism bases up and it's going to stack them together. So you'll be able to see every single one listed by which dealer and how much quantity each one has. And that's really nice because if you go on eBay and look for 2020 Anthony Edwards Prism base, you are going to get a myriad of things, different parallels, different everything. And even if you could just pull the base, it's not going to typically stack them all up and make it easy to look at. So that part of their website, although it is outdated and clunky, that feature is very nice. It has basically stacks up whatever card you're looking at and it just says, okay, you go with who you like. Maybe the dealer that you are using doesn't have the lowest price, but it's the 3rd out of 10 and you have a lot of cards of that dealer already in your cart. So it just makes sense to go with them even though they're not the cheapest. You can play scenarios like that to build your order to your liking to where you're saving the most money on shipping, taxes, and then, of course, just reaching certain thresholds for each dealer to kick in discounts, whether it just be a promotional discount or shipping discount, stuff like that. So just paying attention to that sort of stuff. They can be, the way that the batched cards are listed is really nice. Another pro is that you get relationships with major dealers across the nation. Now, you're not typically going to deal with them a lot, but they will recognize you. There's just sometimes if there's something that's not with your order, they will call you. And you get a chance to interact with them, and it is pretty nice. I mean, does it mean that, you're gonna be this, hobby leader overnight? No, but it does help to work with them, especially if you have an ongoing relationship. You might be able to get a better deal to make an offer program, stuff like that. So it is cool dealing with some of the major players. And then the last pro that I have in here is that your profile is pretty decent overall. What I mean is when you establish your free profile and you make some purchases, it has a pretty good archive of everything that you do. So if you wanted to go back and look at your orders from 2021, you can see in detail what happened. And it's really nice for if you track your inventory very diligently like I do on a card for card basis, you can go back and see what cards were purchased, refunded, which one received discounts and what the discount was. all of that stuff. So if somehow your bookkeeping gets a little wonky and you need to check things out, the site's really good for the historical data. Now I'm speaking about just the marketplace. I'm not talking about BGS grading, the price guide, anything. All this data and pros and cons in my entire experience of this video is just with the marketplace. So I do want to disclose that. Probably should have said that at the beginning, but so now on to the cons. This is probably the biggest one. You don't get to see the actual cards you're buying. So they're listed in there under the condition that they are near mint to mint. Now we know near mint to mint could be typically a PSA 8. So if you're looking to gem cards, you're gonna get a lot of 8s in here, but they might be OC. They might have a little bit of whitening or whatever, and they're not necessarily listed incorrectly. They're just not gem mint, and you don't really get a chance to evaluate. So you're gonna buy a lot of cards that you're gonna have to resell raw. So that is where I would make sure, if you're buying, that you're getting a price where if you resell it at ComC, eBay, whatever, that the comps on those are pretty favorable to where you'll at least make your money back. I'm trying to make probably 20% back. So I mean, I'm buying cards that are way, way, way below comps, unless it's a player where you just typically can't get that great of a deal. Let's just say it's like a Kobe Bryant rookie. Admittedly, I wouldn't buy a Kobe Bryant rookie I couldn't see, but that's the best example I could think, is those typically just don't go cheap. You can't see the actual cards. Major con, especially for most people. Bad inventory control. This is another pretty major thing, is we're dealing with dealers that have millions of cards and they have millions of listings on Beckett. It is hard for them to control inventory, so you will get refunds. There will be cards that you order that they go to pick your order and they're just not there. And it can be frustrating. You just have to approach this with positive intent and understand that it's not dealers' negligence. The site is clunky. It would be very hard to manage. I would have trouble managing 200 orders on there. I can't imagine managing millions. They also have staff that's accountable to following things. So even if the dealers are spot on and their senior employees are spot on, there's always going to be that one person that's like, oops, I forgot. I sold this in the store and forgot to take it off Beckett. Sold this at this card show, forgot to take it off Beckett. Chances are you're going to buy one of those at some point and it will get refunded. You just have to understand it's just part of the business, part of the game. Use good form, pun intended, and just assume positive intent. We're dealing with dealers that are not playing games over $3 cards. So, but it can be annoying. This one was a big issue for me, is if you build up a huge cart, sometimes I like to pay a dealer individually. Maybe I don't want to buy everything I have in my cart, but maybe I'd like to make just a $50 order. Either you'd think this feature would be available in there, or maybe it is. If it is available, drop in the comments how to do it, please, because I've tried just about everything. But basically, if you have a cart with cards from 20 dealers, you want to just pay one. Let's say you have $50 built up with Burbank and you just want to buy from them. It forces you to pretty much complete the whole purchase, or you need to empty out the cards you're not purchasing from your cart and then just complete the purchase by buying everything in your cart. Now that can be really annoying if you spend a lot of time, like myself, building up a big order in your cart and you want to buy it in sections, but you can't. So keep that in mind as you're going through there. It is really annoying to find that out at the finish line, and that's happened to me a few times. Like I get there and I'm like, oh yeah, this site does this, and it's really annoying. So a lot of times in those situations, I've just decided to eat it and pay the few extra dollars to some dealers. I don't have the time to go and pick through their store anymore, and it is kind of a downside to the site for sure. It seems like it would be something that should be there and it just isn't. So next to that, where I have listings get neglected, that was a pro, because you have cards that will be listed under price and they standard price, which is good. But you also have the flip side of that, and this is a big deal with modern cards, is the longer you hold a bulk of modern cards, the higher the likelihood that the majority of them are going to lose value. That's just the name of the game. So if they're bad at keeping up on their inventory, you'll find cards that might be interesting to you, but they're just overpriced and you're just not going to buy them. That's what it is, and it's not the dealers really trying to rip you off. It's just, how are they going to manage a million listings in Beckett all the time when it's probably very manual to them? Maybe they have probably some sort of upload sheet that they can deal with, but either way, someone's having to go through lines of data and deal with this pricing, and it's just tedious. Especially, I can't imagine their traffic on that site versus eBay and in-store and card shows and whatnot and all these things. It's probably 5th, 6th, 7th in line. So it's definitely gets neglected, and that's where it is a pro and also a con. Time consuming. So I've touched on this a little bit. It is very time consuming to build an order. You're going through a site that's very clunky, and depending on what your search parameters are, there are good filters on the site. You can search by like serial run count, different names, sets, all this kind of stuff. So it does have good search filters, but it is time consuming to build an order. You just, you'll know what I'm talking about when you go do it. It's just, it is what it is. Reconciliation of large orders. So an order like this, you get good tracking in Beckett, as I stated. You can go pull your order, it shows what was refunded and shows what was shipped allegedly. But you still need to go through and make sure you got everything, and the parallels were the ones you said you were going to get. Sometimes you'll order a red parallel, you get a ruby wave, and they're just not the same, and people mean well, but you just want to make sure that, you know, if you're paying for a red that's numbered to $2.99 or you're getting a ruby wave that is non-numbered, there is a difference there. And it certainly was a price you probably wouldn't have paid for one versus the other. It really just comes down to, is it worth your time? Sometimes I just see that and I'm like, whatever. Reconciling your orders is tedious, especially if they're larger. So another con I have here is when there's promos, the participating dealers are not always clear. Now, years ago, they used to have a list of the participating dealers so you could see who is partaking in the program. Lately, that hasn't happened. And it is frustrating because you will build up an order. You'll be in the checkout, you'll be putting the promo code in. Dealer 1 takes it, dealer 2 takes it, dealer 3, promo code don't work. And now you're stuck and going, oh God, I spent all this time building this order. In some level, you want these cards. Now, do you just pay, or do you remove those items from your cart and complete your purchase and then go try to find them, put them back in your cart and use the make an offer program and make a direct offer to that dealer and see if it works out? It's just a lot of just clunkiness that does not need to be there. It's really something that should be fixed. I understand not every dealer wants to participate. Sometimes they go on vacation, sometimes they're at shows. I don't really care about that so much. It would be nice if there was a list where it was transparent. It is what it is, but it would be nice if you could pay individual dealers. That's a big issue for me with that site. So the free shipping thresholds on promos. So these work, but here's where it gets kind of annoying. So you'll spend a bunch of time making an order, and let's hypothetically say dealer A has a free shipping threshold at $40. And you go in there and you build it up to like 43. Put the promo code in for 20% off, and your 20% off is going to be $8 and some change. So that kicks in, brings you below the shipping threshold. So now you're at $35 and some change, maybe $36, below the 40 now. And it will make you pay for shipping. So now you're thinking, well, I got to go back to that store and add $4 in. You can play that cat and mouse game, and that's just for one dealer. Sometimes you'll have an order that's got maybe 15 dealers, and they're like, this here in front of me has a lot of dealers, and I'm having to go through this one by one as I'm going through the checkout. And you'd think, like, when you've spent a bunch of time making an order, you're ready to just hit checkout, pay, I'm done. Unfortunately, when you get to the checkout, setting up the order is just the beginning. If you really want the most out of your promos and you want your free shipping and all that kind of stuff, you're going to need to spend a little time in the checkout, which is extremely annoying. The last part is I put the accepted offers are glitchy. So I've used the make an offer program and actually had some success with it. I've had, I think, 3 out of 5 offers accepted. The problem is it's glitchy. You make an offer on what's in your cart. It puts it into like a queue where it says, okay, this dealer has some time to review it. The dealer may accept it, counter it, decline it, whatever they want to do. So they may accept it, and then it gives you a window of time to pay. And when you go in there, it says like, dealer has accepted this. Would you like to pay? You go, yes. It adds it to your cart. And like, sometimes it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Like, the discount just doesn't show up. And I'm like, back where you started, like, do I make an offer? Do I not? Sometimes it like doesn't put it back in your cart, and it's just, it's really glitchy. I'm not sure if it's like the order of operations. Like, hey, if I've had success on the ones that are auto accepted. So the ones where like I send in, it's like, dealers accept your offer, and it's just instant you pay. Those ones work. The ones where there's like a negotiation seems to be really glitchy. And I feel bad because like I'll work something out with a dealer, and then they're probably like, hey, I accept your price, a-hole. Like, why are you just letting it die on the vine here? But it's like, it's not me, it's the website. I'm not going to sit here and call support and waste time. Like, if the site's not working, I just kind of move on, unfortunately. So those are the pros and cons. That's how Beckett Marketplace works. It is good and bad. Primarily why I use it is just I look for the neglected cards. I want something that is really cheap, something that's just floating out there that the average person's not looking for. And I know that I can move it quick, and I take the gradable stuff out, but I fully anticipate my gradable cards to probably be 25, 30%. Like, I'm understanding these are probably coming from inventory that's already been looked through, maybe dollar bins where other people have looked at them face to face, and they've been picked. So it is what it is. That's the name of the game. So we're going to hop into it here. It's going to be obviously a lengthy video, like many of mine are. Some people like it, some do not. And I apologize if you're not into the long videos. I try to really give you the whole experience of what I'm doing. That's what I feel I'm bringing to YouTube that not everybody does. I kind of skip around and show you the highlights and don't always show you the lows. But you know, if somebody's sending in PSA order every week, they got a reveal, big reveal. Well, where'd you get your inventory? How are you getting it? That's why I have so many mail days. Obviously, there has to be a lot coming in for me to get reveals. That's essentially the format of what I'm doing. I want everybody to see my entire experience as a part-time card reseller, I guess. So with that being said, we are going to hop into it. This one, I'm sorry, I just had to plop that over here. Reason I had to do that is it fell behind my desk. So I'm gonna move some of this off. There's some packages actually off camera. There's just that much. This is freaking wild, man, but it's gonna be fun. I kind of forget some of what I put in here because I've been building this order for so long, but I know there's some. All right, just geeking out over here. So we'll put this here. So first of all, we got a Mike Piazza. This is a 96 refractor. You can see it's got stickers on there, but it's not necessarily what I paid. Die cut, looks good. Well, I'll just have to check it out. These are, again, cards that I felt I could resell if I had to, raw. Okay. Another Mike Piazza. This is a Woman's Best Atomic Refractor. Cards are pretty undervalued, but I'm gonna have to check them out, see how they do. Some of these actually came in here raw. So this is the tops. This is a Cognac Parallel. I picked up a lot of these. They were really cheap, and they are kind of sneaky. They sell really well. So we got another Mariano Rivera. This is the Cognac Refractor. I think that's what they're called, or just a Parallel. We got the Ichiro. This one is the gold one, so I think this is the gold sparkle. I like picking up these old tops parallels. So there's like the gold sparkle, silver sparkle, the Cognac, and the Hope Diamonds when you can find them. I think I found a couple and maybe bought like one or two that were like semi-stars. So we got a Jeter gold here. Another Ichiro. So I'm gonna have a lot of cards to go through, but you can see if they're low-end gradable. Like this bow looks a little OC left to right, so I definitely wouldn't, but this is looks like a Heritage Prism Refractor. Here we've got a Jada Williams. I don't think I bought Jada. I think I would have either bought Hannah Hidalgo or Juju. So this is where I talk about reconciling the order can be tedious. I don't believe I purchased that. Andre Reed, Stadium Club, first day issue. These can be nice in a 9 or 10 grade for sure. Patrick Willis, this is the Bowman Gold. That is the rookie. And here is a second copy. So Patrick Willis, he's got a nice following. Obviously retired a little early, but it's Jair Alexander, Optic rookie. This one looks really centered. This card grades really well. Obviously you got to inspect them. They're not all gems, but this is a high gem rate for me. And the Jair Alexander, you can get these cards for like 50 cents. After your discounts kick in. Graded in the PSA 10, he sells for $40 like all the time. I've been selling these for years. So I like to pick up those optics and the parallels when I can. Jair Alexander, again, sells really well. Okay, sorry. All right, so we got a Charles Oakley. This is a 94 Finest Refractor. Centering is actually not terrible on this. Usually the centering is bad. Top to bottom is not great, but it's not bad. Sometimes I see these and it's just not good. Oakley's a PC card for me, so I like picking up these refractors and trying to get it in like a 9 or 10. This one, same deal. Same type of centering. Oak. And here, we have a Hakeem Olajuwon Stadium Club first day issue. You can see the stamp here. These were usually a run count of like 2,000. They aren't serial numbered. That's just the approximate number I typically see on those. So this is a card where if it grades well, awesome. If not, just flip it raw. Let's start cleaning some of this out here. I'm gonna clean the stage up a little bit. And shout out to some of the dealers here. I did mention them in the pros and cons that you get to deal with them, and I actually did. So I had a few of them call me, and the situation was almost entirely positive, so I do want to give them a shout out. The first one would be Paul Birmingham Sports. He called me, let me know that a couple of cards were back ordered. Or not back ordered, but just weren't available. They were listed on the site, and for whatever reason, he didn't have them. He was very, very nice, and to me, it was just not a big deal. And he was just, apologetic, and didn't have to be. I was totally fine with it, but I understand that this kind of thing happens, especially on a site like Beckett. But he did personally call me to tell me he didn't just like dump a refund in the system, and hope that I was okay. Like, he, as an owner operator, called me himself, which I think is very respectable when people do that. Next would be Max in Missouri. He called me up. We talked cards for a little bit, and he had the same sort of situation. He had a card or two that weren't available, but it's fun just to talk to those guys, and he recognized me ordering over the years, and it was just fun. I like doing that sort of stuff. And then some sad news for Triple I down in Moline. I received a message from the owner-operator's wife that the owner had a pretty massive heart attack right around the time I ordered. And he let me know that the order was running behind. That was terrible news. I've actually been to that shop personally several times, being in the Midwest here. The job that I've had for many years requires me to be down in that area. So whenever I was down in the area, I would stop by and see them. So I've definitely had conversations with them. Obviously I don't think they would know me by name or face or anything like that, but yeah. So we got a Bo Jackson. This is an old Prism Silver. So that was pretty cool. A little OC, so I don't think it's going to grade well, but Bo always sells. He's actually going to be here in Minnesota at a card show. So we've got Jair Alexander, the Optic, another one. This looks like a good example. I'll have to double check that top to bottom centering, but here's one where like you can get a really cheap parallel that might grade well and sell really well. And you can't see it, but sometimes it just comes in, it's centered well. Got a Jair Alexander. This is the Prism Silver. So I'm picking these cards up real cheap. We're going to see some Myles Garrett's in here. Here's a Myles Garrett. This is a parallel, not a rookie. I like to pick up his numbered parallels, color matches, stuff like that. And he's a really, really good player. So you can't go wrong with him. I think he's excellent. This is a old select insert. This is the Freezers insert of Ryan Miller. Good American goaltender there. He's now retired, but those old selects always do good. Here is the platinum, I guess, parallel of the tops that I was talking about. So here's an Aroldis Chapman. First day issue of Tim Brown. Randy Moss on the rookie here. And this one typically has a little lightning and edge shipping. I don't know if this does, but we'll check it out. If not, I'm getting these at such a good price where I could just put out, buy it now. Someone will pay it and make a little money. So we got a Priest Holmes jersey card. I love the Priest. I might actually keep this. I think it was like $3 or $4, and usually these old actual game used cards are like $10 all day long for Stars. So getting that for Priest was awesome. I'm all about that. So we had a run of Myles Garrett. These are his rookies. These are the Panini Contenders base, real cheap. Those are something, if they grade a 10, is about $40. Here's the Don Russ. So these are not the Optic, but these are all Jair Alexander rookies. Same sort of thing. They grade really well. Here is another Myles Garrett. This is I think it is the Rookies and Stars red, numbered to 75. Here is 2 of the Absolute Memorabilias, numbered to 50. So these are nice little sneaky cards, and like I'm not paying competitive for these. Like if I see something that's competitive, I just don't buy it, and I move on to something else. So I'm just buying numbered cards of good players. Here's a color match to 149 and a couple of these. And this is where the site can be good. If you get onto cards like this, they can be really nice. And you're not gonna go broke, buying $2 cards of Myles Garrett. you know, you're just not. So here we got a Jerome McGinley. The reason I bought this one is it is the old Upper Deck MVP Gold script. Those were really sought after, especially in baseball, football, basketball. They're really expensive, those old MVP Gold scripts. Hockey, hit and miss. So here's some more top-loaded cards. And this one has a painter's tape like I was whimpering about before. Looks like there's, okay, so these are big holders and they just put the sleeve cards in here. Got it. I'm learning. Okay. So here, another Myles Garrett, numbered to 299. Myles Garrett, again, here's a couple of his basic, just base Panini rookies. Here's a Randy Moss Fleer Mystique. This one is numbered to 500. Let's pick up some numbered Randy Mosses as well. Here is a jersey card of Allen Iverson, I think, or was it not? Okay, never mind. It is just a numbered card to $9.99, but thicker card. I thought it was a jersey when I first touched it here, but like to pick up the old numbered cards of star players. Seems to be the move, and you'll see as we go through here, some of these might be good grading candidates, which is what I'm hoping for, especially on some of these older refractors like this one. So we've got a Randy Moss blue refractor. Looks a little off left to right, but it might be okay. I'll have to scan it in and measure it, but good looking card. Randy in the Raiders uniform, numbered to, is that 200? 150. So little cards like that, and I'm picking them up for just a few dollars. They're not crazy expensive at all. This is the one I wanted to see if it was gradable. This was one of the larger cards in the order. And I want to cut the tape, but make sure I don't damage the card here. There we go. Okay. This is an old 94 Bowman's Best. This is the Duos card. You got Marshall Faulk. This is actually Faulk's rookie with Barry Sanders. So usually when you get these two-player cards, it's kind of dominated by one star, and then one of the other ones is just not good. But this is the refractor. This card sells really well raw. Like I'm talking maybe $30, $40 sometimes. I think it was like 20 or 25 as listed, and then throw the discount on there and everything, and it was pretty cheap. So I'm going to check this out, see if it's gradable. If I think it'll get a 9 or better, I'll certainly grade it. If it's got some kind of major surface issues or something like that, I can disclose that, resell it raw, and certainly get my money back, probably even make a small profit. But that one initially looks pretty good. Okay. You can see we get some old stuff in here. There's some 90s cards, but I like to just pick up, as you'll see, pretty liquid stars. They're going to be older cards, so these aren't going to be most of your modern players that are playing and doing things that can drastically change the value of their cards. Like, these cards are pretty well baked in with what they are, and you just try to get something that's priced well. So here we've got a Bo Jackson. This is the Score Gold Rush from 1994, 95, I think. So Bo parallels are always good. Freddie Freeman on the gold. This is Giancarlo Stanton on the gold. Randy Moss Topps Gold label. You'll see me grabbing a good amount of these gold labels. These sell really well. I won't say they grade well. They're pretty condition sensitive, actually. These surfaces are like super, super delicate, at least in my history. These Dante Hall chromes, tough to get centered, and the first one is way OC, but Dante Hall, these chromes actually sell pretty well when they're graded well. This one's not as OC out to measure it. It's still thick left to right. I don't think it's a 10, but here's a Randy Moss Honors. I think this one was serial number to 250. Oh yeah, here we go, my boy. So here's a red refractor, or is it orange? I can't really tell the way the light's hitting it. It is Randy Moss. So Randy Moss, non-numbered. This is colored refractor, and we got a Myles Garrett, another parallel here. Myles Garrett on the Elite This is a rookie elitist, non-numbered. And some more of those Panini contenders that we saw in the previous order. So I've really stockpiled on those. They're pretty cheap. Alrighty. So we go through these a little faster. We got some Randy Moss gold labels. Another Dante Hall Chrome. Moss gold label. Moss score rookie. This is the Walter Jones rookie here with the peel on. So that could be a sneaky card. Yao Ming on the Bowman, I think this was the Bowman Gold. Joe Dumars on the Top Stadium Club first day issue. Gary Payton on the first day issue. We've got the gold Giancarlo Stanton and the gold Mariano Rivera. So, nice little pickups here. We'll keep on moving. So we got a Miguel Cabrera. This is the Diamond Anniversary. I think it's either the foil or the refractor. Forgive me if I'm not remembering all my parallels here. Ichiro, same thing. Babe Ruth, same thing. Myles Garrett, Panini Legacy. This is the orange, number to 199. Got some more of these Panini Contender rookies. Got a Rob Gronkowski. This is, I think, a triple threads. It's a thicker card. And, yeah, number to 199. Rob Gronkowski, this is a playoff ticket, number to 199. Rob Gronkowski, this is a Leaf Certified, red to 249. Another Leaf Certified, this is to 100. Randy Moss in the Titans uniform. This actually looks pretty centered and pretty clean for a sleeveless refractor. That one might be gradable. Randy Moss, Leaf Certified, red. This one should be numbered to 250. Randy Moss again, triple threads. This is, I think, the Emerald, number to 199. Another score rookie, or scorecard. Randy Moss, Fleer Tiffany. Looks like there's a little nick on there. And an Aeneas Williams, Cardinals legend, really good player in his time. MVP gold script. All right, so we got a Bo Jackson. This is the Gold Rush, different year than the previous one. We got an Albert Pujols on the Gold Sparkle. Second Albert Pujols, another Ichiro. Bo Jackson on the gold label. It looks like we got a big chunk of these. So we'll be looking to grade those. Probably wait, and the gradable ones will probably wait for a special. Wait for like them around $15, maybe $12 a card with SGC. Here's a nice one. The Gladiators Refractor Kevin Garnett, and it has the peel on it. Now, it is OC, so this would be something I'll have to check, and it would almost certainly have to get a 9 if I'm going to get it. So I'll look at basically, would this card in a 9 make me more money than just flipping it raw? So those are the sort of things you have to look at. Is it worth it, or do I just sell it right away, make a few bucks, move on? Yao Ming, SPX rookie. Allen Iverson, luxury box. This is an insert, would be numbered to 599. Myles Garrett. Some more Donruss, Jair Alexanders. Another rookies and stars, Myles Garrett. This one's numbered to 80. Got some Juju Watkins. These are the Goodwin Champions base. Here's a Goodwin Champions, some sort of blue parallel. That one looks pretty clean, non-numbered. All right, we got a pile of junk to the left. All kinds of invoices and garbage and whatever. So keep trying to move through here. Ah, nice. So here's another Charles Oakley refractor. This one also has a peel, so we're going to check and see how centered and clean it is. If it looks good, I may remove the peel and send it in, try to get a 10. So initially a sharp looking card, so you have to check the back corners and everything. The back centering is not ideal. So this is going to be something I'll have to check closely. And we'll rip through these. So we got a David Ortiz on the platinum. Another Poppy on the platinum. We got Ichiro here. Ichiro on the cup card. Max Scherzer on the gold. Steve Kerr, Stadium Club first day issue. That one might be sneaky. Here we got an Allen Iverson Topps Gold. Shannon Sharp got Unk first day issue. Randy Moss, gold label. This one might be a rookie. Maybe. Second year. I'm not sure. Some more Dante Hall chromes. A couple of them actually look centered, so we'll have to check out their surfaces. See if they look good. Dante Hall surprisingly holds some value. He's great kick returner in his day. Bowman Gold, or excuse me, Bazooka Gold, Randy Moss. A Randy Moss Threads. I'm not sure what parallel this is, but it's numbered to 100. And a Randy Moss Top Supreme, numbered to 62. That's a nice looking card. Looks like rather than refund through the website, they just sent me exact cash, which that is fine by me. However they want to handle it, don't care. Right. So here, got an old Anderson Silva, Upper Deck rookie. Anderson Silva is a PC card for me. If it looks like it'll grade, I'll grade it. If not, I'll just keep it. Derek Jeter on the gold. Mariano Rivera on the cognac. Here is what the Hope Diamond looks like. So this is not really well centered, but could get a 9. Robinson Cano in a 9. It might be a sneaky card. I'll have to check out the condition if it's good. If not, I will just sell it raw. Allen Iverson inside the game insert. If I have these non-rookies, they're almost certainly going to be numbered. This one is to $6.99. Another Allen Iverson luxury box, numbered to $5.99. Randy Moss, Bowman Best Refractor. I think this is a blue refractor. That is numbered to $4.99. Randy Moss, Triple Threads. I think this is a sepia, I believe, numbered to $99. Another Dante Hall Chrome rookie. Patrick Willis Score Gold Zone rookie. Dante Hall on the Fleer Metal rookie. Gold label Randy. Donruss rookie of Myles Garrett. Finally, we get to Gronk. This is not Randy Moss. I know this is Gronk this time. And it looks fairly well centered. This is an orange refractor Gronk. Might be a gradable card here. And a base refractor Gronk. Left to right, it looks a little thicker on this side initially, but we will check that out. All right, so we're going to rip through these cards here quickly. We've got a Jair Alexander Optic, a Percy Harvin. This is a Prism Silver. Randy Moss. I know it's a gold. What is it? Another Bazooka Gold. Randy Moss, Bowman Chrome Refractor. Looks fairly centered initially, a little thin on the bottom, perhaps. Some Dante Hall Metal rookies. These actually feel, you know, a lot of new cards just feel new. Like these are not sliding around either, kind of clumped here. So it makes me feel good that some of those might be gradable. Randy Moss is a Bowman's Best. I believe this is his rookie. I don't think I would have bought just a straight up. Yeah, that's a Randy Moss Bowman's Best rookie, so we'll check that out. Bo Jackson Stadium Club Red Foil. These are sneaky valuable sometimes. Another Bo Jackson on the Stadium Club. I think this was the black. A couple of these. Bo Jackson, these archives sell really well on ComC. I get these for like 50 cents and I'll buy usually about, whoa, right there. All right, earthquake. All right, back to it. So I typically sell, I'll get like a lot of 10 and I'll upload them to ComC, and you get them for about 50 cents. You upload them to ComC for 50 cents and then you sell them for like $3. And they sell not quickly, but I mean, you'll sell one every month or so. So I just let them in there, kind of slowly trickle them out, and then I'll buy another 10. And it's been a nice little thing for me for a while there. I've never really seen it so flooded with the cards that it stops working. Miguel Cabrera on the gold. Chipper Jones, gold. Another Giancarlo Stanton. I'm picking up a lot of Stantons, especially his older Marlins stuff. He's starting to sneak in on 500 home runs. Just been a solid player. Got a Joey Votto. This is the Bowman Chrome Rookie Refractor. These are facsimile autos, but I picked these up in a batch. They all look really centered too. So Joey Votto, good player, not a great player, not a maybe a Hall of Famer, maybe not, but those Chrome rookies in a 10 should make a little bit of money, and it looks like a few of them were flirting with that. So we'll see how he checks out under inspection. So we got a lot of raw cards here, not sleeved. Looks like we've got a couple top loaded here, so we'll go after these first. And 3 stars is a good mix of hockey and everything. With it being Minnesota, hockey is a pretty big deal here. So here we have, this is something I'm probably going to hold for myself. It doesn't have a lot of value. I think it was $20 before the discounts, but it is a Nick Bjugstad rookie auto from Select. And Bjugstad went to University of Minnesota, so I got to watch him in some hockey games, and good player. So we like Bjugstad here. He's probably just going to be, that's for me. Put it in the PC. If it looks gradable, I might send it in, try to get a dual 10 because the auto looks pretty good. But either way, it's just a fun card for me to have. And this is a time when you pick stuff like that up, is when you can throw it in at a discount with other stuff bulked in. And you don't really get soaked for shipping or anything like that. So here's another freezers insert. This is much like the Ryan Miller we saw earlier. This is Carey Price. And we'll rip through some of these raw cards. So here, got Greg Maddux on the Platinum. Nolan Ryan, this is the one I was hoping would be gradable. This card sells for a lot sometimes raw. And 2 of the Albert Pujols golds. Some Mariano Rivera golds. So here's where I'm getting the bulk discounts. Mariano Rivera golds again. David Ortiz. Giancarlo, or Mike Stanton as he was in those days. Mickey Mantle on the golds. Giancarlo again. Chipper Jones. Big Papi. Here we got a Charles Oakley first day issue. This is definitely PC cards for me. Allen Houston first day issue. We got a Yao Ming luxury box. This is similar to the AI we saw earlier. This is numbered. We got some Leaf certified Randy Moss. These are numbered to 5,000. Randy Moss. This is a Skybox Thunder rookie. Another Randy Moss. This is the Starburst Thunder rookie. So I picked up some low-end Randy Moss rookies. I believe that 3 stars probably had a lot of them because they are in Minnesota. So this is a Randy Moss. I don't remember what the parallel, if this is like the victory parallel or the reserve parallel or whatever it was, but I think it's like rookie reserve. But you can see it's got that little refraction of the writing there. This is a sneaky card too. If this looks like it'll grade well, I got to check the left to right centering, but that in a 10 would be really nice. Randy Moss and Jerry Rice on the gold label here. You can see it's Jerry Rice and Randy. Oh, cool cards there. More of that. Dante Hall and the Chrome. This one's got a pretty bad line up here. Actually, they both do. Marshall Falk on the jersey card. This one was like a few bucks too, just like that Priest Holmes we saw early. It's really shocked it was sitting there. The bird outside is going nuts. Randy Moss on the certified. This is a parallel number to 1,000. Here we got a Kevin Zeitler. I just saw these hanging out there and was like, they're so cheap I couldn't not buy it. I mean, he's a good lineman, still playing. Rookie autos. So scooped him up for a few bucks. I think that he could sell to the right person. Randy Moss and the 49ers got some rookie or some 49er refractors. They do look to be consistently OC, so probably not gradable, but Randy and a refractor will always sell. Rob Gronkowski, this is the Leaf certified number to 249. The scorecard number to 99 Gronkowski. This is the Topps Platinum. I don't think that was numbered. I think these were actually Gronk rookies, if I remember right. They don't have the rookie badge on them. Some of the older cards didn't have those yet, but Rob Gronkowski, finest refractor. Rob Gronkowski, an old Prism green. And a Myles Garrett. Ooh, that actually looks fairly centered. It's a little thicker on this side, but this looks clean. Myles Garrett on the rookie pink optic. No big pits in the back. That might be a good little card to send in. So I'm gonna make sure that he's not on the outside here, since he is not in a sleeve. All right, so here we got another Patrick Willis. This is a rookie. This is actually a Threads rookie with jersey in there. So, oh no, this is more than one packed in here. Is that what's going on? It's numbered to 500. We got Randy Moss here on the rookies and stars Patriots uniform. I'm just gonna leave them like this. Looks like, yeah, geez, this is gonna suck going through these. Okay, so we got a Myles Garrett Panini Contenders and a Randy Moss refractor. Contenders, contenders. Contenders. This is the foil Miguel Cabrera. Bo Jackson on the Topps Gold label. David Ortiz on the platinum, or the foil. Aroldis Chapman on the foil. Randy Moss, Bowman's Best Rookie. And this is the Gronkowski Gridiron something or other, probably a rookie, or I wouldn't have bought a base card like that. This is going to be Allen Iverson on the prestigious insert. Barry Bonds on the Platinum Team Club. This is super cool. I'm excited about this one too, to see if it's gradable. The Platinum teams, kind of sneaky old parallels for Score, which was cheap in its day. Gold label Bo Jackson, Stadium Club Bo Jackson. I believe this is the black. You can see the foil is different colored. Oh, I didn't look at the back of Bo, another Bo. This is Yao Ming, Donruss Classics, and Bo Jackson on the black. Bo Jackson on the red, Bo Jackson on the red. So we've got a Score Hot Rookies, Rob Gronkowski. We've got a gold Mariano Rivera. These are sneaky too back in the day. Football, basketball, and hockey. You had the Collector's Choice Platinum Players Club. And this one actually looks really good. This is fairly centered. It's not terrible. It's a little thin on the bottom compared to the top, but we will measure this out. The corners look nice and sharp. This could be another sneaky card graded in 10. It's got to be low pop. And this card was one I saw hanging out there too. Donovan McNabb sometimes gets forgotten, but he was a good quarterback in his day. It's a game-worn jersey, and it was the parallel number to like 20, number to 19. So this card was just chilling out there for like 20 bucks. Throw a big discount on there. So this is what I'm talking about, where you get 20% off on a card like this, and all of a sudden that knocks that card down to like 16 bucks. And I mean, this card, super rare, especially if it's clean. Even if it's not clean, there's going to be somebody out there that's looking for a numbered McNabb like that. Okay, so we've got a duel here, Hannah Hidalgo and Juju Watkins on the McDonald's Refractor. As I record this, Juju went down about a week or two ago in the tournament. So it's going to be a little bit of a process. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to be immediately affecting her cards. They're still going for crazy prices. These cards, usually centering is not the issue. It is surface on these McDonald's cards. There's chrome McDonald's cards. This freaking surface is atrocious. They're tough to grade, at least for me. I've seen other people just slay it on those Hannah Hidalgos online, and they're grading 10s on them, and they must be going through just an unreal amount of cards to do that. So here's some more of the Platinum team sets. Barry Bonds, I was picking these up for maybe like $5 or $6. Like a little wider on the right, so I don't think they're going to grade a 10. We'll see if these sell raw, or if they, maybe in a 9, if they sell well, I'll send them in to get graded. But Mike Piazza, Bowman's Best Atomic Refractors. The baseball Atomic Refractors in this year are pretty well priced, but the football and basketball are just through the roof. So I'm anticipating, like, at some point baseball is going to come around too, I think. Triple threads, this is the, I think, sepia refractor or sepia parallel. $2.99 Yao Ming, 2 of them. Randy Moss on the Topps draft picks. This is 2006, the year that DeBrickashaw Ferguson's rookie is. This is the bronze, not the refractor, but just the bronze parallel. These are numbered to $4.99. So a couple of numbered Mosses there. Those are thicker cards, so they don't grade really well. We'll have to see how that goes. Got some Donruss Jair Alexanders and some lower end hockey cards here. We've got some Ryan Callahan on the Select Silvers. He's one of my favorite hockey players. He now does a lot of commentating. You can see some of them refract better than others, so they've got that kind of gunk on there. I'm going to have to clean them up, but I'm looking for 1 or 2 centered ones to really hopefully get that in a 10. I would love to have it in a 10 myself. Randy Moss on the triple threads. This is number 299. I think this is the gold. Good looking card here. Oh, so here we did get refunded a little bit more. Looks like 40 bucks. Randy Moss gold label. Another Randy Moss. I'm not sure what this is. Masters, Sentinels, something, some sort of numbered card that I would have picked up, numbered to 2000. Miguel Cabrera, just look at these. This is the foil again. Here's the Platinum Mariano Rivera, Platinum Max Scherzer, old Bo Jackson Topps Golds. These in a high grade actually go pretty good. They don't move that great raw. It's probably a COMC card if they're off-centered, which looked like two of them were pretty OC. Randy Moss on the Bowman Chrome. Looks like it's got a little gunk on the surface, but yeah, it just needs to be cleaned up. It's kind of gunky, or it looks like the sleeve has it too, so maybe something like coffee or cappuccino or something. I don't know what's on there, but then we got a Randy Moss rookie again. This is the score. I think it's just the base score, but either way, Randy Moss rookies, I like picking those up. Him in a 10 is always good. It looks like a good amount of cards were refunded. We just pretty much got the Roger Maris Platinums here, and they were priced pretty well. And 1 million baseball cards still honored the discounts, which was good. So even though, I still got free shipping, and I still got the discount on these cards. So it's, you know, it's unfortunate you didn't get what you wanted, but the situation really wasn't bad. Check these out. So we've got a Scott Stevens Bowman Best. It's probably going to be something I give to my buddy. Big Devils fan. Scott Stevens is pretty cool. All-time enforcer. This card I probably got to put in a sleeve right away. This is another one of those Bowman's Best that I had previously with Marshall Falk and Barry Sanders. Looks like it's in really good shape, though. I don't see any initial issues with the card, so I want to keep it fresh. Randy Moss, Topps Gold label. Another Randy Moss Topps Gold label. This looks like a black label. You can see it's a little different colored. This one is gold. This one is not. And a Randy Moss game used jersey. This one would have been out there still hanging for, you know, a few bucks. It looks like in good shape, but you can see the patches. I don't know if I get downgraded for this being visible here or not. It seems like it would be, every card would be that way. I don't think you would have a perfect back, but those thick cards are graded so dang goofy sometimes. Let's rip through these without making too big of a mess. We got some Myles Garrett. These are some Panini rookie stickers. Put them over there, kind of delicate. Unparalleled Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett on the score, really cheap rookies, but they gem really easily. So easy cards to gem. Another Myles Garrett. For score, this is Blue Chip Prospect insert. Contenders, we've seen some of those. This is the base Panini. So I loaded up on these cheap Myles Garretts, the Donruss. Another Rob Gronkowski, Finest Refractor. Rob Gronkowski, this year refractors grade really well. It's a centering that's tough. You got to kind of use these points to line them up. It looks a little thin on the left here. This one looks pretty good. So we will check them out. This is the wave refractor. The waves really grade well. I just did a Troy Polamalu in a previous video. If you didn't see that, you should go watch that PSA reveal. See that Troy Polamalu. Here's a Rob Gronkowski X-Fractor. Right, on to the next. Another X-Fractor, Randy Moss on the base refractor. Randy Moss on a couple of orange, right? One orange refractor, because behind that is Rob Gronkowski. Here we've got a Randy Moss, some sort of gridiron. It's got like an X stamp in there. This is numbered to 25. Wow, low numbered Moss. I think this is something where it's probably supposed to like punch out or something, and it's intact, so I gotta be careful with that. Randy Moss, another refractor here. Centering's not ideal, but Rob Gronkowski, Panini Contenders. Randy Moss, Topps Finest Refractor. This one looks like it's got a little bit of film on it. It's not quite popping like it usually does, so I got to hit this with the microfiber. So this is, again, back to that Topps draft pick set we saw, the bronze base. This is the black refractor. So basically, they have the base, which is the black without the refractor. They have the black refractor, then they have the bronze refractor, the silver refractor, the gold, and the gold refractor is a 101. So if you want to build a rainbow, that's what you need. 2 black, 2 bronze, 2 silver, 2 gold. Another Randy Moss jersey card here. Randy Moss, Bowman Chrome. I think this was the red refractor, or maybe just the base and it just has red on it. I'm not sure. Randy Moss. This is the Fleer Genuine. Not sure what parallel it is, but it is numbered to 119. Dante Hall on the top's chrome. More gold label Randy. So you can see a lot of these are the same and just going to different sellers. These are my favorites. So these old 1990, basically 1996, 97, 98 Fleer Platinum medallions. I love to pick them up when I can. Jimmy Smith was a good player in his day. So was Vinny Testaverde. So if these are gradable and look like they'll get a 9 or 10, I'll absolutely send them in and make some money on those, even in 8s. So you can usually, if they're low pop enough, sell them for close to 100. Michael Irvin, first day issue Stadium Club. We've got a Allen Iverson. It's an Upper Deck Encore. That corner is absolutely mangled, so that is not going to be gradable, but probably not even sellable. This is a Allen Iverson license to skill insert here. Typically, if I'm buying them, they should have been serial numbered, so I'm not sure why I bought that one, but this is the cognac parallels of Ortiz. And how I know the difference between them and gold is like in person, the cognac is a little more like a copper color and the golds are gold. So here's a chipper. Mike Stanton, Giancarlo. More Giancarlo. Ortiz. Pujols. Here we've got the Platinum of Jackie Robinson. Cool card. A-Rod, the Bowman. I think this is the reprint refractor, so it's not the actual refractor from that year, but it is the reprint number 2, $4.99. And an old 94 Bowman's Best Gary Sheffield refractor. Saw that floating out there and threw that in there. Chef, not in the Hall of Fame, but has Hall of Fame, at least borderline Hall of Fame numbers. We got some Emerald here. This is the base or the canvas, numbered to 699. Got a handful of those. Allen Iverson, we saw this insert before. It's a little thicker. No jersey, no nothing, just a thicker card. Same thing here. Full court press. I'm getting some nice AIs from this order here. SPX, numbered to $29.99. SP Excitement. This is a certified, I believe, numbered to $2.99. It almost looks like a refractor. It's a gorgeous card, but get them at a good price. These are luxury box inserts that we saw before, and these are numbered to $5.99. So they're not low numbered, especially when you compare them to like current standards, but back in their day, $5.99 cards were fairly scarce. Here we got the Allen Iverson EX Century. I think these are second or third year Iversons. These estates are always tough to get clean. My dude, John Starks, first day issue, Starkey. Here's another Cognac Chipper Jones. Or excuse me, this is the gold Chipper Jones. The Cognac is behind it. You can see this one's a little more of like a bronze color. This is Roger Maris. Miguel Cabrera, and 2 Cognac Manny Ramirez on the White Sox. So all teams. So, Manny. All right. Off to the stack here. This is a good order. Triple Threads Gronk, numbered to 170. 2 of those. Gronk, Topps Chrome Refractor. Couple of Topps Finest Refractor Gronks. Topps Finest, looks like a Prism Refractor. Randy Moss on the base refractor. Triple Threads Randy Moss, Bo Jackson, number 2799. Randy Moss, Topps Finest Refractor. I believe this is the blue, number 2429. Randy Moss, Topps Chrome Refractors. This is Raiders uniform, but these look pretty clean. Randy Moss, Leaf Limited Jersey card. Randy Moss, Century Stars Parallel. This is number 100. Another Randy Moss Tools of the Trade Jersey card. This card could be sneaky here. This is believe a Ryan Fitzpatrick. It is a Ryan Fitzpatrick. And this is the Timeless Tributes. And if this card grades well, it's surprisingly a lot. Like even raw, that card's like $10 a lot of places, even 20, and people are buying it. Ryan Fitzpatrick don't have a lot out there. Randy Moss and the General Admission Ticket. Randy Moss die cut Skybox limited edition, numbered to 50. Gold label Moss. Iverson on the first edition Upper Deck. This is the gold, non-numbered. And this is the, I believe, the sepia, numbered to 299 on the triple thread. So go through these raw cards first. Okay. Randy Moss, score rookie. And there is a lot of them. So let's hope there's some gems in here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking at every one. But I love when they're kind of stored like that. It just lets me think that they've been kind of unsearched for a while. And hopefully some of them Randy's gems, even if it's 3 out of there, would be good. So we got a Aroldis Chapman. This is another one of those Topps Platinums. The Nolan Ryan. And it looks really well centered. Nice. So hopefully this is really clean. This could be a nice card. The gold Mariano Rivera. They're not really popping as much here in the holder. We got a Patrick Ewing, Bowman's Best Refractor. Upper Deck MVP Silver, Allen Iverson. It is non-numbered. It's an odd card to purchase. I'll have to check out the packing list. Chris Carter, first day issue. And this is the first day issue we saw with the gold, or the prism type label up here. This is the first year of the first day issue. So those are pretty highly sought after and a good grade. Randy Moss. This is the Prime Rookies. I think there's some kind of parallel. It's got like almost like a foil look to it. Here is a second one and a third one. Maybe just a base. Fourth one. Can't be that hard to get. Topps Gold Label Randy. Another Topps Gold Label Randy. Collector's Edge T3, numbered to, or is this might be his rookie. That might be why I bought it. This is the Dante Hall Donruss rated rookie. We haven't seen one of those yet, but I was picking up Dante pretty cheap when I could find him. Canton Absolutes Randy Moss here, numbered to 250. Randy Moss on the Leaf Certified Blue. This one is numbered to 50. Ooh, that's 1 out of 50. A lot of people like that first one in the run. Randy Moss Certified Red. This is 9 out of 100. Randy Moss, Leaf Certified. This is some sort of insert. Looks like it's called the Gold Team, numbered to 1,000. And there is a second one of those. Randy Moss, Chrome Refractor. Finally, one of these looks pretty centered. Hopefully the surface is all right. Non-numbered. Another Randy Moss Refractor. This one is back to the centering. That's off top to bottom and left to right. Rob Gronkowski, Green Refractor. Rob Gronkowski. This is the, I think it is the Topps Supreme, numbered to 99. Myles Garrett. This is the season ticket again. A few of those. Myles Garrett, Donruss Classics. This is the orange, I believe, numbered to 50. Weird, no back. Another same set. Actually, this one is the orange, numbered to 99. This one does have a back. Right here, Contenders Optics Blue. This is not a rookie. I wish it was, but it is not. This is just a parallel, numbered to 99. And a Myles Garrett Purple Prism. Looks like centering's off left to right. This one is numbered to 125. Here we've got a Dave Winfield. This is along the lines of the last one that I showed you, the Chris Carter. First day issue. This is the first year they did it. Barry Bonds, first day issue. That's a me card right there. Frank Thomas. This is the Score Platinum team sets. This corner doesn't look ideal, but it's not like nicked bad enough where you couldn't sell it. Barry Bonds. This one actually looks pretty centered. This might be the dog right here. All right. We got the Cognac Manny Ramirez, 2 of those. Got the Miguel Cabrera foil, Miguel Cabrera Platinum, the Bo Jackson gold labels. And you can see there's a lot of those. I'm going to try to not swipe them too much. I'm always worried that there's going to be a particle or something that just runs a big scratch every time I do that. So I'm trying to not do that. The Stadium Club red foil, Allen Houston. Ooh, nice. This is the first day issue. This is, oh, I love it. Scottie Pippen first day issue. Sorry, I get excited about my old Knicks. They're probably the least valuable cards in the order. But Allen Iverson, this is the SPX Upper Deck Finite. Non-numbered, I guess. Another Allen Iverson Upper Deck. And I think a lot of these, if they're non-numbered, I must have looked at comps and saw that like the inserts were selling really well or something. Bowman Gold. It's tough because you're probably thinking, well, how do you not remember what your process was? But I've been probably like stacking these up in the cart for months. So AI, I probably just went through the AI inventory one day, and that's what it was. Hannah Hidalgo and Juju. This is the Ray Wave. Junior Seau on the first day issue. Tim Brown, first day issue. Jim Kelly, first day issue. Try to get those in the cam. Chris Carter, first day issue. This is the Patrick Willis jersey. It might even be a rookie jersey. It is. Randy Moss, Orange Refractor. Randy Moss, Orange Refractor. Randy Moss, Base Refractor. The centering I can see on a lot of these is not ideal, so it's just going to be turn and burn on some of these. Topps Platinum Rookie, Gronk. Pile of Donruss, Myles Garrett. And here is some more season ticket Myles Garrett. So we got a big stack of those. What I'm going to do here, oh, sorry, there's a little stack of cards I missed here. Not the end of the world, but we came this far. Let's see it through. So what I've got here off to my left is the financials that I'll be reading off to you. Let you know exactly, well, as close as I can. I know as we were going through here, I did get a couple of cash refunds on some stuff, so I will have to get close. We've got a Myles Garrett numbered to 100. Myles Garrett numbered to 99. We got the Prism Blue die cut. I don't know if that's numbered. It is non-numbered. Prism Orange die cut. That is numbered to 249. Maybe this was numbered and I didn't see it. This one had the blue 199, orange 249. Myles Garrett. This is a Rookies and Stars parallel number to 49. Myles Garrett. This is, I believe, a tricolor. Red, white, and blue prism number to 199. Myles Garrett Luminance Blue to 99. TJ Watt Panini Phoenix. These are the reds, numbered to 299. TJ Watt's tough one to find good deals on. I didn't find a lot for him. Myles Garrett XR numbered to 199. Patrick Elias Old Select Red. I think these are numbered to 35. Tough card there, but I wanted to pick that one up. Nolan Ryan on the Platinum. Oh, that one looks centered too. Sweet. Okay. And last but not least, Allen Houston, first day issue Stadium Club. So I'm going to pull this all into camera. All right, so now to get to the financials, look at all the cards here that in the picture. This is everything that I got. The original price all in, this is everything that I bought before any discounts kicked in, anything, it was $2,876.35. The total discount from the promotion, $323.27. The items that were refunded, this is through the site, were $302.46. And then I also have refunded over here is about $43.50. Total tax paid, and that was the one dealer, which was 3 stars here in Minnesota. Because it was Minnesota to Minnesota, I had to pay sales tax. Tax was $23.43. And on one order, I had to pay shipping. They didn't offer free shipping no matter what the threshold was. So my shipping was $6.16. So on everything you see here, $6.16 to ship it. Not bad. I think that's a great deal when you consider a couple of those bigger cards. You got those jersey cards in there. You got the Randy Moss rookies. You've got all those refractors. You've got the Marshall Faulk, Barry Sanders rookie refractor, 2 of them. So there's a lot of stuff in here that is kind of easy to go over. You got all those gold sparkles, platinums. There's just really, really good number cards just everywhere. All right, so now that we're through the financials, that's the video. These are the cards. I'm pretty pleased with how everything worked out in regards to dealing with the dealers and the accuracy of the orders. The cards look like they're pretty high quality. Everything I'm overall pretty pleased with. I appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, thank you for inviting me into your office, home, anywhere else that you may watch YouTube at. I very much appreciate that, and I'm humbled that people would give me time every week for that. So I'll just continue to crank stuff out, share it with you. If you have any questions or just want to engage with me in any way, drop into the comments. I like to reply and share feedback with people and all that good stuff. So I'm definitely active and engaged, and forward to hearing from all you guys. If you haven't already, drop me a subscribe. That helps a lot. Move me along and show YouTube that I'm doing a good job and puts it in front of other collectors and all that good stuff. So plug out of the way. That is all. That's the video. We'll wrap it up here. So until next time, we'll see ya.